Hey, what's up, everybody? Azariel here, and welcome to the first episode of the North Witch podcast. This is our pilot episode, and today we are going to have Mama Witch from North Witch on with me, and we are going to be going over some of the things that we do in our daily lives that help us both in a mundane and spiritual way. The goal of this podcast is going to be to share things with you that we have learned over our practices over the years that have helped us to grow and become better in person, and to grow our magical practice, and to grow our mundane lives. So we will also be exploring things that are trending in the world and trying them out and seeing what is actually truth and what is fiction. We are going to be trying out different spells, different types of biohacking. We're going to be checking out everything that is witchy, sorceress, woo-woo, and mundane, and everything in between that can help you to grow your spiritual practice and to help you become a better person in body, mind, and spirit. And we will hopefully find the things that work for us and share that with you, and we will be debunking the things that didn't work for us. So if you have ideas for things that you would like for us to explore and try out, or maybe you want to share some things that work for you that have made your magical practice grow or helped you to improve your life in mundane ways, share that in the comments section if you're watching this on YouTube, or send us an email at northwitchco@gmail.com. So without further ado, let's get to the intro. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the North Witch podcast. This is episode 1, our pilot. And today, me and the Mama Witch, Sandra, are going to be going over kind of the day in our life and how we live our day to bring magical and mundane changes in good and positive ways to our lives. So it's good to have you here, Mom, and cool for you to finally meet our following on our channel. The YouTube channel has been growing pretty good, and you haven't really been on it yet. So I'm excited to hear from you today and what we're going to cover. So how do you start your day? What does the morning look like for you in the Mama Witch's world?
Hey, you're funny. I am always here. I am so much always here. Just maybe not always on camera. A day in the life of Mama. Well, I get to start it out every day at my 20-acre woods that I am so grateful for, that we get to live in the country and have the tranquility and the connection to earth, really. I know that's so very important for a lot of people, and I know it's super important for me and our family, actually, is that we get to be outside a lot, not necessarily as of late in winter of Alberta, but soon spring will be here. So when I start my day, I get up and have some coffee. Of course, I start my day with coffee. I do health coffee, so it's a little bit better. Actually, it's a whole lot better. And then I am guilty, and lots of times I scroll the Facebook land to see what's happening and see who's been up and spreading some awesomeness in our world. My Facebook feed is very, very tailored, so I only get to see great things every single morning. Then from there, I see what is bothering some people, see what is super, super great out there. And then I read something I'm continually doing personal development. And then from there, whatever I've felt the message of the day needs to be, actually, before that, I do my gratitude journals, which is huge, huge, huge for me. I start my day in gratitude every single day. So for me, it's super easy because I live at the 20-acre woods. So that's my first thing to be grateful for every day. And that I have coffee every day, and the quiet time. I'm super grateful for quiet time, minus sometimes the chaos of my dogs. So I encourage everyone to start their day in gratitude. I know as of late, the last couple of years, it's sometimes hard and the world is heavy and we feel like we have nothing to be grateful for. We're so wrong. We have at least 5 things every day to be grateful for. And once you start your day in gratitude, your day will completely change. And I just say that from my personal experience because it 100% has. Then after all that fun me time, then real life happens and I have to get to the shop here where we get to create all different products for all of you, which we love to do. We get to fill the orders, and we're so grateful for all the online support that we get. And I am truly grateful I get to have my kids working with me. So it's awesome to have this as a family business that we continue to grow, and our vision for it is it comes more clear every day, and that's what I'm super excited about. That so we get to hang out with crystals all day, we get to make cool stuff all day, and we get to help people along the way and help elevate energies wherever we can. Then that's my work day, and off we go back home to the 20-acre woods. I have a lovely bubble, and I end my day in gratitude as well. So I usually meditate every night before bed, depending on what topic has been on my heart is what I choose to meditate with. And then a little gratitude journaling again, and that's it for me. So pretty straightforward, pretty simple, pretty consistent, very repetitive, but for me, it has certainly helped be the best me. The consistency is super key. So that's my day. How about you?
That's pretty fantastic. One thing that I know that you do that you didn't add in there though is you do a meditation every day.
I did a meditation before bed. I said that.
So, yeah, and if you guys don't know, my mom is a huge fan of hemisync meditations. They're from the Monroe Institute, and they use solfeggios and binaural beats and a whole bunch of really cool brain technology to connect your right and left hemispheres in your brain. And so it actually gets you into a very deep meditative state really fast.
It does, but it has balanced brain learning. So it is fantastic, and you get to choose your different topics. So there's, I don't know, should I say there's thousands of topics? I think there is.
There's definitely hundreds.
There's hundreds anyways, right?
And there's a few dozen on Spotify now. So if you have a Spotify account, you can try them there for free before you purchase any. So that's
I love the guided meditations because I did not have success starting meditations just on my own. I would either fall asleep or my squirrel brain would take over. So that was not successful for me. With the hemisync and specifically picking whichever topic I want, whether it's to heal my body, to some manifesting, some connection with our guides. Those are just the three that come to my mind. It's so helpful for me to get to those different levels of the meditation. I require the guidance. Whereas Azariel, he's super cool and doesn't require the guidance. He can just go and do the Zoom in his head. I mean, I cannot. I still very much prefer the hemisync and the guided meditation. I do have a few hemisyncs that are not guided and just have the tones and the different music in it. I can sometimes do it. I'm still not mastered in that. I still find my squirrel brain wanders during that. So for me, maybe it's a mom brain. We always have so many things to do. So for me, definitely guided works best.
Fantastic. So yeah, my morning looks quite a bit different than yours. Well, some of it's the same. So every morning I get up sometime between 6 and 7 o'clock, depending on if it is a weekend or not, and depending on how late I've been up. If I've been up recording videos or recording blogs, I'll sleep in a little bit longer. And as soon as I get up, the first thing I do is I go and make a coffee. And in my coffee these days, I'm putting in some cinnamon. The cinnamon is a nice herb to add in for all of you kitchen witch people. It's great for prosperity and abundance, and it's a nice solar herb to bring in the power of the sun. So the sun is good for healing magic and good for bringing in prosperity and things like that. So I like to start my day off on a good foot with some cinnamon in my coffee. I just add the grounds directly into the brewer. If you've got Keurig, you can just put a little bit of cinnamon directly into your cup. It works great for me. It adds a nice taste to it. And so I usually have because I do all of the magic and stuff for the shop here, usually all my herbs are consecrated and blessed for magic already anyway. So I just throw it in there and it just adds a little bit of extra pep to my day. and I have my first coffee. And then after I have that coffee and kind of wake up, then I will go and start my day off with usually a 20-minute meditation. Last little while, it's only been about 10-15 minutes, but I try for 15 minutes minimum, but I try to get somewhere between 20 minutes and half an hour every morning. And then after that, I will go and have a shower. And when I'm running my shower, I always make sure to bless the water. And I do a visualization of the water becoming cleansed in white light. And then I say something to the effect of, I charge this water to wash away all negativity and all the things that no longer serve me, such as negativity, anger, depression, anxiety, things like that. And then that sets my subconscious into motion, knowing that this water is washing away all the things that make me feel like crap. And then I say, I am now charging this water to fill me with happiness, love, abundance, and prosperity. And then I visualize it filling up with a nice bright golden light. Again, solar energy. I'm really, really fond of it. And then I sit and I wash myself and have this solar energy washing away all of the grime and ick. And I'm visualizing anything that's negative is coming off as kind of like a black sludge going down the drain. And then my body is getting lighter and lighter as I'm washing away this sludge. And eventually by the end of the shower, I usually feel a lot happier and full of more energy. And I feel like I've been washed of anything that was kind of holding me back for the day. And then after that, I'll go and I will make my breakfast and usually hang out with my kids for a little bit and find out what's going on with them for their school day. We're homeschooling right now, so me and the wife are really involved in that. And well, mostly the wife, let's be honest. And then from there, I go and I'm in a couple of courses right now. So I do the magic for each of them that is a daily requirement. So I'm in the Black School of St. Cyprian. So there's a daily requirement that I do for that. And then I'm also in Sorcery of Hecate. Both are courses by Jason Miller. So I do my morning rituals for that. And then from there, I will, if I have time, I'll go and either do a 30-minute walk outside or a workout in the basement with my weights or else on my cardio bike. And then I get ready for work, usually have a second cup of coffee just before I head out to work. And then when I get here, it's pretty simple. Usually we've got a queue of spells and stuff that need to be done. So when I first get here, the first thing I do is I go through and do my offerings and whatever to any spirits that we are working with in the store. We have, if people have seen the inside of our store, we actually have an altar set up to the one side of our store, and we have 9 altars set up there. And so I go and I have usually some client work on the go there. So I make sure everything's going good and do readings for that and commune with the spirits and give offerings and whatever. And then I will give offerings to the spirits of our store for commerce and business. And then I will do a little bit of prosperity magic to draw in customers for the day. And then from there, I go and I get to start filling orders, which is always fun because we make such cool items for everybody. We've got our deity candles. We've got a bunch of stuff for the Ars Goetia, for the archangels, for the planetary intelligences. We're doing stuff for pretty much every god and goddess you can imagine now from every pantheon. So we get to immerse ourselves in myth and legend in the occult world and get to bring that to life for everybody, which is always fun. And then that's usually my day. Usually I have a couple client consults that I get through, so I do divination or sorcery work for them, maybe some energy healings such as Reiki and things like that. And then the end of my day is usually pretty simple. I go home, have supper with my family, put the kids to bed. Then I usually read a couple chapters out of whatever books I have on the go. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a bibliophile and I have a bit of an addiction. So I usually have anywhere between 20 and 30 books on the go at any given time. So
that's whack. That's just whack. I have to interrupt that. That's just whack.
So yeah, then I read everything basically for how to live my life. I read on biohacking, I read on mantras and on meditation and different occult perspectives, witchcraft, sorcery, stuff from various religions. I firmly believe that knowledge is power. And so always growing in knowledge is something that I find really helpful. Then I usually, after I've done my reading, I have my other nightly ritual commitments that I go and do for myself. So usually consists of another 20-minute meditation. And then I will and that meditation isn't always the same. Sometimes it's hypnosis track that I listen to, or I'll just meditate to some binaural beats or some solfeggios, or I will do some drumming of my own and do some journey work, that kind of thing. It's my evening meditation is a lot more fluid than my morning one. Lately, I've been doing a lot of hypnosis stuff, just working on getting rid of anxiety and depression and seeing the positivity in the world. I find it's really helpful with all of the craziness that is happening. I mean, every time you turn on the news, all you see is nothing but crazy and doom and gloom. So I always try and fill my cup up with some positivity with my evening meditation. Then I have my rituals that I do. So again, some more Black School work, some more Hecate work. And then lately I've been doing a lot of self-healing work because I've recently had a brain injury from too many concussions. So I've been doing some visualization work for that and some meditations and things to help out with that. Or else I will do physio or whatever. And then to end my night, I'm guilty. I usually scroll Instagram or Facebook for a bit and then maybe watch a movie or something, and then I go to bed. And that's my typical day. My weekends are usually more full of a magical day because we go actually exploring out in the woods and things like that. But that's a typical day for me.
That seems a little crazy. That seems a little jam-packed, my friend. But you went into way more detail than I did because we are always doing classes. All of us are always in some sort of classes. So I didn't put that in there. And of course, I read every day in something. I am so not the same. 20, 30 books would make my brain blow up. I usually only have 2 or 3 books on the go at a time, and not really on the go. One is for sure my main focus, but I do have a few different things I'm studying. So of course there's books that go with those, but I could not do the same as you and have that many going on. That's too much for me, but good job.
So what books do you have on the go right now that maybe can help out some of our viewers?
Well, I do The Secret every day of, not really The Secret, the spinoff of it. I read that, whatever their inspirational quote is in the book for every single day. The Book of Magic quotes every day. I know some of the people don't like that stuff, but for me, I love it. I love to get that different quote. I'm just enjoying the different quotes of the day in that one. So that's super easy. And you should have warned me you're going to ask me that, because I have no idea the title of the one witchy book I'm reading. Don't have a clue what it is. Really enjoying it though. All the different tips, different things in it, different perspectives. And then I don't know the other one I'm reading. Isn't that funny? They're all on my nightstand, but I don't know. And actually last weekend, first time in forever, I took the whole weekend off and just read a storybook. And I went back to the 1950s and traveled through the swamps, and it was awesome. Rather than learning, I felt I just needed a break from always learning. And it was fantastic. It was a great, great recharge. So we have to remember to do that too. It's not always about pouring in more information, because we just need a different perspective. So it was super fun to be completely somewhere else all weekend long.
Yeah, for sure. And that's something that I've started doing recently too. As you know, I don't usually read fiction, and I pretty much always read textbooks, or as you all call them, my magic books and books on the occult and things on, different types of theology and things like that. But I've been actually reading a book by Madeline Miller called Kirky, which is about the ancient Greek myths of the witch Kirky. And it's been an awesome book. They're all old myths, but she spun them in a really, really nice way, and it's got really good visuals. So I find that's really actually helping with my brain healing, getting that movie going on in my head again. So that's been a nice one to get going. And then, of course, I always have lots of books on the go. Like right now, I'm going through the Book of Saint Cyprian by Humberto Maggi. I'm going back through the series by Christopher Penksack, the Temple of Witchcraft series. So I'm on the Inner Temple of Witchcraft right now. Matt Oren, I always have something on the go in his Psychic Witch book. I find it's got a bunch of fantastic exercises in it. And then, of course, because I'm in Jason Miller classes, I have, something going on from every one of his books right now.
Me
Protection,
too.
Reversal Magic, and the Sorcerer's Secrets and whatever.
So thank you for always getting us on Jason stuff. So
Yeah.
we always have something of Jason going on. So
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, and then for your gratitude journaling, do you have any tips and tricks with that people can use? I've started doing it in the last couple months again myself, and I found that the first couple weeks, it was kind of hard to get even 5 things written down, and then as you get going and you get momentum going, you can start getting 10, 20, 30 things in a day.
pages
And
going.
I find it really does actually help your mood to change. It helps with your perspective. So I find it's a really helpful tool again right now with all of the craziness going on in the world, with the crazy flu that's going on and the pandemic and all of this crazy stuff going on in Europe at the moment. It seems like it's
Everything's
nothing but doom
heavy.
and gloom, and we were just in the Emergencies Act here in Canada. So that was a little bit crazy. So, it's always good to look for the good in your day. That's actually another thing that I've started doing that could go along with your gratitude journaling that I found really, really helpful is I try and notice the beauty around me no matter what I'm doing. So, the old saying, stop and smell the flowers. I find it's really making a difference, wherever you are, stop and look around. Maybe you see some really cool wallpaper or a nice floor tiling that you like, or you might notice that somebody's wearing a really beautiful shirt or has really cool hair or whatever.
And then tell them that. It goes one step further, right? Because when you're living in gratitude, you notice those things. But it's also to keep the energies up around us. Tell the people, Mary, your hair is great today. Tell them, wow, dude, where'd you get that shirt? That is super cool shirt. And what that does for other people is it's like, wow, someone noticed me. And so it elevates their energies as well. And it might be the difference in that person's day. So once you start living in gratitude, the spin-off of that is so huge, and it has such a great ripple effect. So it starts with writing, because then your brain is getting used to thinking about it. And so by doing it morning and night, you're always in it. And then it just becomes part of you, like throughout the day. How many times in here in the shop we say that? It's like, oh, that was so cool and I'm just going to use Mary all the time, because Mary and Joe probably is who I'm going to say, or Pete. So when Mary comes in, first thing you don't just do it because you don't mean it. You do it because it just becomes part of you. Wow, look at that great jacket you've got on. Or we get to share that every single day with whoever we do meet. And so even if you don't have a shop, you're out and about in your days, and as the world is opening up more, we get to interact with more people. And in the grocery store, tell Pete that it's got good hair, that's a great hat. Of course, don't be fake if you really don't think so, but it comes on. It just becomes more of you. It just is.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm bad for not saying things, but my wife will always go out and tell people if they've got something cool that she really likes. And it's actually been interesting because during the pandemic, you could really, really notice the difference. Before, when she would do it, you wouldn't really, people would go, oh, thank you. And that's kind of it. But I'm noticing that now that everybody's really feeling anxious and depressed and everything else, that one little positive comment often makes their day, and you can watch their face light up, and they feel awesome about it. And so that's definitely something to consider adding to your day, is spread the positivity. And I know that my mom firmly believes what you put out comes back to you. So if you believe in that kind of thing, put out as much positivity as you can. In the Norse world, they called it your huminga, your perpetual luck. So whatever you put into your luck pot will come back to you from your luck pot, so to speak. So that's a good thing to add in. Yeah, and then grounding that gratitude in your meditations is also a really good thing to do, or using that gratitude that you've built up, you can use to ground your spell work or whatever. So if you're trying to build prosperity or get healthier or whatever, you visualize yourself in that position, and then you let that gratitude radiate through you and out of you, that you already have that. Like right now I'm working on my health, so I visualize myself as healthy as I can possibly be, and then I allow myself to feel grateful that I am healthy. And then that's really, in my opinion, is really speeding up my healing right now, which is
Absolutely. Gratitude plays right into visualization. It's just, I honestly don't think you can visualize without being grateful. I think you need both to actually have success with it. And that's just coming from my experience. Like before, without understanding the importance of gratitude, like we always say, oh, thanks for that. But I don't know that we necessarily always felt it. And gratitude's been around forever and ever. But until you actually start living it, like actually truly living it, I don't think you feel it and grasp the importance and the magnitude it can have on your life. So then once you start doing that, your visualizations become even more powerful, right? Because you are grateful for what you are putting out there and what you are seeing come to fruition in your life. I think, anyway.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree with that. And also, I do find that like if people have trouble with that, getting out of the concrete jungle and out of the city, or out if you're in an urban area, get away from it and go for a hike. Go to the nearest creek, go to the nearest forest, go to the nearest mountain, and just do a little 10, 15, 20-minute walk if that's all that you can do, and take the time to notice the beauty of the trees and listen to the water as it's flowing. And right now it's winter here in Canada and it's kind of gross, but go out and just look at how beautiful the snowy trees can be, or the hoarfrost on the leaves, or whatever. And once you start looking for these beautiful things every day, I find that it expands your magical practice, and it expands your mundane life. It allows you to see positivity everywhere, and which I mean, that gets rid of that negative feedback loop that we have, where we're manifesting nothing but garbage because we're always looking for good, and so we're always receiving good.
Absolutely. Like, I'm not a big Winter fan. Me and Old Man Winter aren't great friends, but holy moly, he has got some great things just lately with all this very super cold in Alberta and so much snow this week. The sparkle that was out there. And when I think, I'm always in awe with how much I'm like, wow, look how beautiful and sparkly that is. Because it wasn't always me. I was like, oh, we got like 3 more feet of snow. Okay, maybe 6 inches of
Yeah.
snow. But now I just, oh, so it snowed, but look at how beautiful it is. Like the sparkle that brings. It truly changes everything. We live in Alberta. We aren't moving anywhere soon. So embrace what we have, find the beauty in it. Absolutely. And whether you hate the winter or love the winter, it's still going to be winter. So you might as well find what is great about it. With taking the pictures, I love my camera. And so taking the pictures of the sparkle and see if I can actually capture that, how it's all twinkly, is always a great challenge for me. And also that's getting me outside too and connecting with the earth, which just elevates us all anyway. So
Yeah, and that's a big thing too. Like getting outside, getting into that sunlight every day. I mean, it seems basic knowledge, but how many people just they go to their office and then they go home and they never spend any time outside. And going for that little 10-minute walk in the morning and going for a little walk at night outside makes a huge difference. Letting the moonlight hit you, letting the sunlight be on you, it really makes a difference in your mental health. I've found now that I'm doing the course with Jack Grail, the PGM Praxis course, 50 Rights for 50 Nights. He's got us doing some stuff for the sun and the moon. And so I take every day, every morning, I will go and do a spell and bring in that solar energy as I'm standing outside. And I allow that solar energy to hit me and come in and really embrace that. And then every night before I go to bed, I go out and do another spell to the moon and call in the powers of the moon. And it really does help. And I firmly believe you don't have to necessarily be doing magic when you're doing it. Go out and allow
It's
the
free.
sun to hit you, allow the moon to hit you. I mean, they're some of the most powerful sources in our world, right? So it's definitely something that's super, super helpful. Another crazy thing that I've been doing lately, and I know that you'll not ever want to do this, but I've been really following Wim Hof's method. So he has a breathing method that he does, and then he follows that up by going and jumping into an ice bath or doing a polar dip or whatever. And so I couldn't figure out how to do it at home because I don't have an ice machine, and it was really expensive to buy enough ice to fill my bathtub up with all the time. So when I go out and I do my adoration of the sun and my adoration of the moon spells, I actually just go outside in my underwear because we're in Canada and it's -20, -30 right now all the time. So I'll go out there for 5-10 minutes in -30 in just my underwear, and I'll let the cold do its magic on me. And I've been finding that's actually been super, super helpful thing for uplifting my mood, which is rather interesting. I was pretty skeptical at first.
Another person I've been following for a marketing course, they are doing the ice bucket thing. He'll actually do some of his lives and such and some Q&As in the ice bucket. I tip my hat. I won't ever be in the ice bucket. I don't know. You can't sell me on that. I'm so not.
It's got some really cool science behind it.
Oh, I know.
It is
I'll
interesting.
skip that one.
So yeah, that's a crazy one that I've been doing that I've been finding is a really helpful daily thing. And then yeah, other than that, that's kind of my normal day, and that's what we do. Anything else that you can think to add in for just an average ordinary day for us? I mean, I know when we go and we do traveling out west and stuff, we do a lot more crazy stuff, but that's kind of just an average work
Which
day.
will start coming in the spring again. I kind of just, I didn't go into as much detail as you. So I did skip out that I do have a tribe of great, great humans that I get to hang out with every single day. And we do that via Zoom as well, because it hasn't our world just become Zoom?
Yeah.
In a way, it's so great. It actually is really great. I've over a cup of coffee, I've got to meet some great, great people from really across the globe. So I do actually, we call it coffee chat, and we're on every single morning. So after my gratitudes and I get ready to go, I hop on, I take an hour every morning and I get to have coffee with my tribe. And it's been absolutely amazing with the different connections. And so gratitude and finding your people, I find is so important. And that's always been a hard thing for me. I've never had a great circle that I connected with, really. And the more I've been working on me, I think I just didn't have, I don't even know what. I just wasn't the best me yet. And so now with being better every day, it's super fun how I've connected with a whole bunch of other, and I can't just say ladies because there's a few men that join us as well. And it's awesome. It is just one more tool in your toolbox to be the best you.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. And that's another thing that I've found for myself, even is whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, surround yourself with people that are successful in that, like
yeah.
some of my best friends now are in the witchcraft and magical world, and I get to talk to them whenever I want, and it's, I find that surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded is invaluable. And also likewise getting rid of people that are hindering you and holding you back from what you're doing. If people don't vibrate as high as you, sometimes it's better to just cut them out. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know that you have to actually just cut them out. I think it just happens, right? Some people just won't continue to evolve with you. And it's not bad. It's just, we're all on a different journey, right? So I'm really enjoying this journey and leveling up and being blessed to hang out with some really awesome humans now. I love it.
That's awesome. So
I think that really that's great about our day. Now, maybe should we just talk about what we see going forward? And I had a few messages while we were doing this. to get back to doing classes, and you've started doing some Zoom classes, which is awesome. And I think we will definitely continue with that model, correct?
Yeah, for sure. We have two of the Sorcerer sermons up right now on our website, which the Sorcerer sermons will be kind of shorter classes. Well, to me, they're shorter, but we're gonna try and keep most of them between 1 and 2 hours. Some of the more expensive ones are gonna be somewhere between 3 and 5 hours. And so these are just going to be kind of like classes that we shoot in one evening or one day on the weekend, that kind of thing. And we're going to cover an array of topics regarding sorcery, manifestation, witchcraft,
And
meditation.
they don't need to be necessarily live, correct? They can purchase and have the
Yes.
recordings.
Yes,
So
so
if you
we-
can't do a 3 to 5 hour course, you can do that in bits, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So we record every Zoom that we do. So the benefit of coming to the live classes, then you get me and whoever else is teaching. You get us live to ask us questions and help you out with your practice or whatever. Then that class is recorded, and then indefinitely you can purchase those classes and you get the recording and then whatever handouts and stuff that I have created for those classes. So for example, I just did a Jupiter's class with Adam from the Devil's Conjure, and it's a 3.5 hour long class. And then we've got 48 pages of handouts that you can download that come with it. And so it's a really big value added class. And so as soon as you purchase it, once the class is run, you instantly get the link to the Google Drive, and you can watch the video there, download all of the handouts and materials, and it's really simple. So we're going to be doing more and more of these classes as we move forward. And then they're going to be, you'll be able to download the pre-recorded class whenever. And then we are going to be looking at doing some longer courses in the future that might be set up closer to more like a Jason Miller type style thing, where, I might teach it over the course of say 6 months, and you'll get weekly or bi-weekly updates with that. That's something we're still looking into. And then of course, we're going to continue to grow our YouTube channel. And then now we're going to be starting this North Witch podcast. So that's going to be a good thing. Our Patreon continues to grow. So we're going to be adding more and more content to that as we go. For example, people on Patreon are going to be able to see this podcast before anyone else. And then we will have the ability for patrons to ask questions that we can address and answer during our podcasts and on our YouTube videos. So it kind of becomes an interactive experience for them. And yeah, so we're kind of,
and then all the smaller stuff that we'll do, as well as how to do a gratitude journal, how to make your vision boards, how to learn about crystals, and all those, just the little smaller everyday things. We'll also incorporate some of those along the way. So we should have a great library of content, really, to fit everyone that follows us, because we're so diverse in our knowledge and the people that we have access to now. So it's quite fantastic. I think that we will be able to serve so many more people and have so much content that will hit kind of everyone, because everyone won't love everything, but there should be something for everyone.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, like we'll grow the YouTube. We'll have, shorter videos on there with lots of information that you'll be able to access for free. And then any of the courses and stuff that are going to be, like 45 minutes and up type thing will be available in the Sorcerer's sermons for instant download, or you can attend those classes live whenever we have them. And then we will also, we've started going with the North Witch blog. So that'll be growing. So we'll have little informational things there. And then we're also going to start writing PDFs, quick little short ebooks and stuff that will be available for download for anywhere between $2 to $10 type thing. So there's going to be lots of different options. There's going to be lots of free content, lots of paid content. So make sure that you all stick around and watch us as we grow this year. This is our year of growth. We're using our Jupiterian and solar magics to grow the store in a wonderful direction, and we hope that everybody stays along for the ride.
And we thank you all for continuing to support us in everything that we do. And I think that's a wrap for this one.
Yeah, for sure. And I just wanted to add, if you are watching the pilot episode here, you can go to www.northwitch.store and use coupon code THANKS10, and you'll get 10% off because you watched this. So that is
we are always grateful for all of you. Thank you so much.
Yes, for sure. So thanks for joining us today, and we will see you in next week's episode. Talk to you later.